back ke Bola Itu Life. Macam biasa, sekarang ni kita nak dive deeper ke dalam career Gigi. In the early stages of your career, we just spoke about it. There was a lot of difficulty, there was a lot of passion, there was a lot of support at home. And eventually there was that breakthrough moment as well when you truly felt like a professional
against
career
UAE. Well done.
was on the brink now. But let's jump a little bit into the further. Now, obviously at this point, you go on this journey of wanting to be a professional footballer, and that journey takes you to England. Now, I am really curious about how that move to England came about, because for a regular kid growing up in Sydney, an immigrant family as well, you could say in Australia, with the dreams of becoming a professional footballer, when the journey takes you to England, it's a major, major step. And I'm so curious how that came about.
Okay. Well, I'll try to wrap it up as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But basically, after that game that I was speaking about before, I had gone to the motherland, went back to Italy, and I was I spent 6 months at a scholarship somewhere, and then I had gone to Torino. And I was in Torino, and I was just playing with the under-18s. And I was on a contract that they call like Vite Lodge, which basically means like your life and food. And it's you don't make any money, they kind of like sponsor you, So I was on this kind of contract, and obviously not a lot of money, but just so grateful to be playing at a good club, and it gets.
Were you staying within the club facility at Torino?
Yeah, so they Torino basically give you an apartment. Okay. They give you an apartment, right. And I'm training there, and I get called up. We're doing a game against the first team, and the first team coach wants to kind of like mix the squad up, and it's called in Italian it's called amicevole, which basically means like a friendly game that they allow the fans to come watch. This is just before Christmas. I play this game, and by sheer dumb luck, he puts me in the predominantly starting 11 of the first team, and I play centre midfield. I play pretty average, but fortunately, I have this moment where I get a pass from the centre back, I take a touch, I hit a long diagonal pass, goes through to the striker, and he scores. And the national paper writes, Torino with a secret reinforcement from Australia, and a photo of me with a front fringe like this.
Oh yeah. That was the era. That was the era.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I'm pretty sure I burnt it. I've gone on the internet and fried
Just for the
it.
hair alone.
Yeah, I've fried it.
I'm going to spend some time trying to dig that out.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, wow, that's incredible. Kind of first time that I had a little bit of notoriety, a little bit of fame, So I was really like, I'm thinking I've hit the peak. And then I get a message maybe 5 or 6 days later on my Facebook from Massimo Luongo, who's a player for Tottenham Hotspur, who's also used to go to my high school. Yeah. So we've known each other.
Oh, so he's from Sydney too?
Yeah, he's from Sydney.
What are the odds?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
And he says, my technical director wants your number. And I was like, I don't understand if this is a really cruel joke, but it's not funny. Yeah. He's like, no, he wants your number. Get a phone call, and 2 weeks later, I've signed a 2.5-year deal.
Who was
for
the technical director?
Tim Sherwood.
Ooh,
right.
Not very often you get a phone call
from Tim Sherwood. Of all people,
a Premier League winner, like a Premier League. This guy who's knows so much about football, has seen so many great talents, and that's why I say a lot. I kind of live by a motto of like grind, growth, and gratitude, but in the end, in football, above all that, you still need a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough that I had that moment.
So off you go to Spurs. Can you tell us the feeling of your first day training in the facility, and what did you think at that time? Yeah, what I meant by that is in your head, or you wanted to make it there. Yeah. Obviously, England is probably the best place for people to grow.
The holy grail.
The holy grail in football. Not everyone had the chance to play there. But can you describe us your feeling during the first day, if you can remember it rightly, and your whole experience in Spurs?
I can, but it might not be what I think you think I'm going to say. But I went the first day. I did a medical. I trained my first session with the first team, Harry Redknapp. And they threw me straight into an 11v11. And I played against Giovanni Dos Santos and Modric. And I got so destroyed. I called my dad crying. I'm 17. Called my dad crying, saying, "Dad, I'm not going to touch the ball for 2.5 years. Oh my God, these guys are way too good. They're way too fast. They're way too strong. You know, I've come from Italy and I'm playing under 18s and I'm like one of the big boys, you know, and now all of a sudden I'm in a first team with superstars." And so my initial reaction, to be honest, was kind of fear. Like I thought like, whoa, I've entered a whole new world, you know.
It's a shock.
It was a massive shock, you know. But fortunately, I had Massimo, and I had this friend there, and he was saying like, it's okay. I had the same feeling. Just day by day, you'll get more used to it. You'll adapt. You'll get bigger. You'll get faster. You'll become accustomed to the style. You become accustomed to this. And then once I was like 1 month in, from that point till the end of my contract, I can honestly say every single day I went to work just thinking, I am so blessed to be here. I'm around some of the best players in the world.
Were you there? Was Harry Kane there at that time?
Harry Kane, yeah. So Harry Kane was in the resis with me when I first came. He was like a sort of chubby, not really playing that much. And he had this like obsession that every day after training, and this is what makes me so happy for H, that he's killing it. Every day after training, never a day missed. Bag of balls, he'd go to the dome, which was like a Astro pitch, and he would just shoot over and over and over and over again. And I'm so happy that I can say that because of what's happened, you know. And now these young people that watch him, and I'm like, this guy was nowhere near in favour when I was there, and now he's one of the most successful strikers for England in history, for Spurs in history, and that's just pure determination.